Hey everyone, welcome to the video of the week. Today's video of the week is on mental health and what kind of mental health I have, how I dealt with it, and how I am, how what I've learned since I've gotten older about it. So, I have a couple different types of mental health conditions. I think everybody in the world has at least something that goes on with them in their head and something that goes on in their life that can fall under the lines of mental health. Me personally, I do have bipolar. I have autism, and I also have depression and anxiety. But depression and anxiety, I'll start with that ones because they kind of coexist with each other a little bit, but I mean, they could technically be a little bit different. So those of you that don't know what that is, it's pretty much something that can make you moods go fluctuate up and down. You can be really upset sometimes. You can be really worried about things that you might not even really have to be worried about, or sometimes have a right to be worried about, but sometimes that just happens when you have anxiety. And I think personally, a lot of people in the world have anxiety over various different things. Excuse me. Then, and for that, I do take medication for them. But what I've learned about that is that I'm not alone. When I was younger, I thought I was just, there was something different about me that is that, and I realized that I'm not alone with that. I'm really not. A lot of people in the world have depression and anxiety from things that happen to them in their lives or even just in general, and that's okay. Then the next thing I wanted to touch on that I have is bipolar. Now, bipolar is a little bit different than that. To what I understanding what bipolar is, and what it happens with me is when I was younger, I would have these mood swings of anger and things where I would fight to go to school, and I half the time sometimes that I did things I didn't even remember doing. Like there was an incident with my parents and my family and that a few times, and I would come back after quote almost like a blackout, like you don't know what you're doing. In my opinion, that's how it was when I was younger, and I didn't remember that. So I remember that when I was younger, having a lot of issues with anger, and that's what kind of was. So with that, I do take a mood swing medication that helps with mood stabilizing my moods and stuff. It's not really bad. I mean, after a while, you just kind of get so used to um, like taking your medicines and that when you get older. And then, I mean, when I was younger, it was like, why do I have to take medicines? But now I really am starting to understand, like, there's so many people in the world that take medication, and that's okay. Um, because they need those medications, sometimes even for things that they can't help or people can't see. Now, the last thing I have that's more mental health is autism. I have autism. Now, everybody that has autism is completely different. Each person has their own personality, their own thing like any other person, but with them, certain things are a little bit more. This is like a little bit different. Like in my scenario, crowds are very, very like intimidating in a way to me. It's kind of hard to describe. Um, I don't really stay to myself. I did when I was younger, but I'm starting to get older and more okay and accepting of what I have. But when I was younger, it was really, really tough. And I think now, in a way, it's still tough because sometimes I feel like people don't understand autism, so they judge it. And I think that there's so much out there that people could really learn. And it's really something interesting because I'm learning about autism every day. Like, I'm learning something new about myself. I'm learning something about autism new, and about other people with autism and stuff. I have family that has it, and it's really unique to see how each one is different. And each person with autism is different. There are certain things that trigger other ones that are okay with other things. Like me personally, I asphyxiate over a certain object or thing, which mine happens to be wrestling. But there is others that will asphyxiate over things, and in a way you have your own little world in your head, and you have your own little world in the world itself, and that's the way I describe it to people, but it's a little bit different. And sometimes things that might not bother other people might bother that person, and that's okay. Sometimes there's going to be times in life where people don't understand that, and it's really frustrating and overwhelming. But understand that that is a part of life, and you're going to make it through it. Don't change yourself for anybody else. Is something big that I've learned in life. Now, with that said, that's pretty much my mental health issues that I have in life. But I wanted to share these also so that the world knows that you're not alone out there. Everybody has something that they wish that they didn't have, or something that is considered a mental health condition, or something that they wish they could change about themselves. Now, I personally have grown to understand, okay, autism and bipolar and all the other things that I have is just a part of me and my personality. And I'm me, and I'm loving and happy, and that's the way it has to be in life, and that's what's best, is to make yourself happy. Once you become happy with yourself, you'll understand what I mean when you get older, if you are young. But that being said, the next video of the week, next Sunday, is people that I think should be in the WWE Hall of Fame, and people I think that should be in the AEW Hall of Fame. And what would I book in the AEW versus WWE Super Show if they ever had one? Peace.